This is Unity, Joy of Life. I'm Nancy Norman, and this is your weekly wisdom. We've all had obstacles in our lives at some point in time, right? And what is an obstacle? An obstacle is something that appears to impede our progress forward, something that makes it difficult to move forward. So we've all had that experience, and we've fought and we've struggled to overcome them. The problem is with obstacles that we give them so much power. We get caught up in the appearances. We get caught up and so focused on the obstacles and so engrossed in the fight that we forget to stop, step back, and know that God's in charge. We forget to turn to God at those times. We often forget when we're confronted with an obstacle that God is bigger, greater, and grander than any obstacle or anything that can come into our lives. Anything. Always remember that. Whatever the obstacle or the problem is, say to yourself, God is greater. God is greater than this problem. God is greater than this obstacle. In the book, How to Live Life Victoriously, the author, Winifred Hausman, said this. She said, if you look at problems stretched across your horizon and declare, it's impossible, it can't be done, but it can. All it takes is the understanding that problems themselves are illusions, just situations in which there appears to be an absence of God. But bring God into the situation, learn to listen to his guidance, and follow his direction, and you will find the way to a happier, more fulfilled life. Stop and remember, turn to God. Bring God into the situation because God is so much greater than any situation or any condition. Now, one thing that has always helped me when I come to a point in my life that it appears that there's an obstacle, there's a condition there, it seems like I'm not moving forward to the degree that I want to, I stop and I remember, out of this situation, whatever I feel is impeding my progress, out of this condition, out of this situation, only good can come. And I realize that there's something greater that wants to come into my life. So when I remember to turn to God and know that God wants the very best for me and that I'm not alone, I can change my thinking and look at the obstacles through different eyes, knowing that nothing is impossible to God. And when I do that, when I raise my vision, when I look at things remembering that nothing is impossible to God, that out of this condition, out of this situation, only good can come, when I do that, guess what happens? That obstacle seems to remove itself from my life. So, when we don't support the limitation, it simply disappears. When we don't support the limitation, it simply disappears. Remember this affirmation. Out of this situation or this obstacle, only good will surface. A new and greater good will surface. There's something that was written by George Bernard Shaw that I have always loved. He said, people are always blaming their circumstances for what they are. I don't believe in circumstances, he said. The people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want. And if they can't find them, they make them. Look for the good in every situation. Out of the circumstance, if it doesn't feel like it's to your best advantage, out of that circumstance, only greater good can come. So people are always blaming their circumstances for what they are. And George Bernard Shaw said, I don't believe in circumstances. The people who get on in this world are the people who get up, look for the circumstances they want, and if they can't find them, they make them. Wonderful, wonderful quote by George Bernard Shaw. So, take the obstacle that you are feeling right now, or the limitation that you feel is hampering your progress forward, and turn it into an opportunity. I invite you to expand your vision to see a greater vision for your life. Dream big, expand your vision, and turn that into an opportunity. Turn that into a fabulous life of adventure that will bless you and all that you come in contact with in thought, word, deed, or action. God opens ways where to the human sense there is no way. Turn to God. Make God your partner. Obstacles. With God, they are simply greater opportunities. Out of this, whatever it may be, only greater good can come. Have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you soon.